We are red, and I'm so happy to have Mike back on the screen.
Man, I am so happy to be here. I've been in the hospital for 3 days.
Definitely.
I just got to tell you guys, thank you to the people at Cox for taking care of me. But if I break a leg and I go to the emergency room, I'm there to get my leg set. If I break a finger, I'm there to get my finger set.
Right.
They checked me in, and the practitioner nurse that checked me in, oh my gosh, she was right out of the Hugh Hefner book of oh my gosh. She was I don't know what she was doing trying to be a doctor, but I guess she worked the emergency room, and she was so nice and so pretty. And but anyway, that's another story. But
well, tell me
they said,
what happened. Tell me the story.
I left the tank the other day, and I went down the road, and let's see, how did this go? I was calling you to tell you from a parking lot at a music show in Branson to get online to do the show because it was almost 4. I called you. You said the computer, I've had to restart it. So why don't we just go for tomorrow? Okay. So I went and got the hamburger. Boom, I get a phone call. Michael, is this Michael? You need to get to the emergency room right now. And if you can't get there, call the ambulance. Scared me to death. Well, my potassium had got high.
Okay.
Which, they say eat bananas and baked potatoes and stuff because that's got potassium. I'm like, well, if I got high, evidently you need to take in potassium to keep it down, I guess. Anyway, mine got to a 6.1 and it needs to be at 5.
Right.
So anyway, I go there and I said, that's why I'm here. Why are you here? That's why I'm here. Okay. Well, we'll probably just give you some pills and send you home. Right. Okay. But let's wait. So they brought in a doctor. Uh-huh. He goes, well, let's see. I don't know if we're going to keep you overnight or just send you on home. I'll be back in here to talk to you. Okay. Meanwhile, then Magilla Gorilla and her friend Double Magilla Gorilla come start throwing stuff on top of me on my bed. Here's your drink. Here's this. We're going to throw this on there. Here's your crutch. And they're just throwing all my stuff on top of me. Okay. And they just grab me and we take off down the hallway. I said, what are we doing? And they stopped about 2 doors down. They say, you need to get out and go get in that bed. I go, huh? I go, I'm covered with stuff all over me here. I need some help then. Just scratch your crutch and get in that bed. Wow. And I was kind of like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, I'm supposed to be waiting to talk to a doctor. So they got me in there and put me in a bed. And then a doctor came in there and they said, Michael's been out of it. He's totally out of it. We brought him down here. He don't even know where he's at. He didn't even know what it meant to get in the bed. I said, now, wait a minute. Well, I left out the word Magilla Gorillas, but I said, you two are totally lying out your hind end. I know exactly where I'm at. How many times you want me to tell you my name and my birthday? I know right where I'm at. I'm supposed to be 2 doors up waiting for the doctor to come in and tell me what we're going to do.
Right. Exactly.
And I could tell he understood what I was saying.
Okay.
Anyway, so they said, well, we better keep you overnight.
Right.
I said, okay. So that was depressing enough because the last time I was in Springfield and they wanted to keep me overnight, it turned into 30 days. So
at what point did the milk dud enter the picture? The milk dud enter the picture.
No, I just tell it like it is. I tell what people look like, describe people like 2 Magilla Gorillas. That was 2 really big ladies that I don't want to mess with. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they put me in there. So late at night, Magilla Milk Dud come in. He was a guy, probably Nigerian or something like that. I mean, he was black. Now, I don't want to get in trouble for that. I'm just, maybe I'm white. I'm just saying, I'm explaining since I don't have a crayon to draw. And he had a round head with 2 big white eyeballs. And he's like, hey, how you doing? Okay, yeah, how you doing? Is your heart doing okay? How's that foot? How you doing? How that is your kidneys? Are your kidneys working okay? I go, I'm here for my potassium. It's high. Oh, we're not working with your foot or your heart or no. Okay. I thought we were working on all of you, everything you buy. I thought you come in to get all checked out. I go, no. Oh, okay. Well, hey, is your foot doing okay? It's doing okay. Well, okay. You have a good evening. Thank you, Milk Dud. And so I got, anyway, sometime within the time, a late night nurse showed me the computer where my potassium had already went down to 5 instead of 6. So it was down to where they wanted to get it so they could send me home. But did they send me home? No. I got to stay another day.
Right.
And they go, well, we're watching your heart rate and we're watching, everything that you can watch. We're watching your kidneys. We're watching that. I go, why? I didn't come here for that.
Right.
So I had to, and so they said the doctor, and then the girl that showed me my stuff on the computer, she came in last night and she decided, okay, in the hospital, you have the little thing on wheels that has a little IV hanging on it. Right. It was between my bed and the bathroom. So naturally, if you got to go to the bathroom, the nurse comes in and she takes the little thing and rolls it to the door with you there because you're all hooked up to it. Well, this nurse come in late at night and she goes, are you right-handed or left-handed? I go, right-handed. Well, I'm going to unhook all this and move it over to the other side of the bed. I go, that's where my table is. Well, I'll move your table over here. I go, why? And so she had to do another IV and take that one out. And while she was doing it, she did the little primer thing and then knocked it out and blood started squirting everywhere. No. And then she's like, I need to get this out of the way. My tray, which they loaned me a charger for the phone because I didn't even get a chance to go home with my phone. Yes. So I've got a charger that's going from the wall behind me. It's like that much of reaching my phone. It's just on the tray. So my new $1,200 Apple 12 Max Pro Super Duper phone, she yanks the table and it goes, bam, right on the ground. I go, well, thanks a lot. You just dropped my $1,200 phone on the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what if it doesn't work now? What if something got cracked or something? Well, I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. So anyway, she got that done. I go, now what if I got to go to the bathroom? Well, we'll have to take this from over here and walk it all the way around the bed to the other side and go. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to bed. And then she's the one that showed me how low my potassium got. So then this morning, they come in and took my blood at 3 o'clock. Oh, yeah, we're doing this early so the doctor can see how you are. Right. And then I got 2 nurses my age. So that was Magilla old gorilla and Magilla 2 old gorilla. I mean, they were my age, gray hair and everything, but super nice ladies. Wow. And one of them came in. I go, I came to get this done. But they're too busy with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Right. She goes, I work here. I see it all the time. People come in to get one thing done, and they figure out a way to keep you here 3 or 4 or 5 days and check on stuff that don't even need to be checked. Right, exactly. I said, I have a doctor that does all my foot, everything with my foot. He works with the infectious disease, if you have an infection. That lady, she's the one that's in charge of what antibiotics I take. Right. And I have my Dr. Sperling, that's just my doctor. Right, sure. They've each one taken blood from me over the last month or so, probably 10 times. I mean, all the time. Now that shows everything's going on with your heart and your everything. Right. And they're like, and I go, and I told them, Dave, if I came here to have all that stuff checked out, if there's anything wrong, they would have already had me on some kind of medicine weeks ago. Right. Because they see that that's why they do the blood work. And they said, well, you're totally right. Well, we're going to call the doctor and tell him he needs to come and talk to you. Right. I go, he hasn't said he'd come and talk to me yet? Have you seen him? No, I haven't seen him. I go, I've only seen him once anyway. Right. And he wasn't Milk Dud. He was tall and lurky. I don't know. Anyway, he's so after a while he comes in. Hey, how you doing today, Michael? How you feeling? I go, I feel great. I go, actually, I feel great. I feel just as good as I did yesterday. I feel great both days. Yes. I said the only time I felt bad is when I came in to have my potassium lowered. Yes. Well, let me listen to you. Oh, you sound good. Your heart sounds good. The heart's good on the monitor. And Everything's good, and we can probably send you home later on today.
And that was,
And
I called you, that was like maybe going to happen, but then it was really weird because it took them the whole time to get you home.
I wanted to say no shit. Anyway, I wanted to go, well, guess what? My potassium's down to 4 something because they showed me this morning on the computer, and last night it was down to 5. It was already at the level yesterday for me to come home. I wanted to tell him that, but I didn't. Yes. So he's like, well, we'll start getting that ready. I'll be back. I got to go to surgery. I'll be back up there in a couple hours.
Right.
So finally, after a couple hours, I started getting my discharge, and they go, the doctor wants to know if you got a way home, because if you don't, he's going to figure out, how to get you a cab or something. I said, no, my friend Darren's coming down.
Right.
And I finally, boy, as soon as she told me, I'm getting your discharge stuff done out here at the desk, I was right by the nurse's station. Shoot, I was putting on my clothes, ripping off all them EKG things off my body, and anything I need to take off. I just thought, I'm doing it myself. It ain't ever going to get done. So they finally got me out of there, and they showed me. Now he said, I'm putting you on this 2 new antibiotics, plus take the other one that the doctor's got you taking. That's 3 now instead of 1. And I'm like, take away that high blood pressure, the medicine, some little pill that's just supposed to keep your blood pressure. It's a real common, normal pill. My pharmacist said they've had me taking that little pill for like 2 years. It don't do hardly anything. So he said, well, they had you quit taking that the other day. They said, I don't need it. Well, I've got you this other one I'm going to take in place of that. I go, why? Why? So he's a doctor in the hospital. It's never seen my foot.
Right.
But he's decided he knows what antibiotics ought to be taken. I go, this is why I told the nurse, this is why I'm in here, because I ended up with an antibiotic that wasn't jiving.
Right.
And I said, it's natural. Okay. What if I go to my foot doctor and I say, this doctor gave me these other pills to take? Well, he says, well, maybe you want him to be your foot doctor then. We'll just let him do it. I go, you don't go against your doctors.
Right.
And he told me approved it with the lady doctor. So I've got to call into them. I told the nurse, I'm going to call and make sure, because it's real easy for him to, I approved it with her. Yeah. And then I called the wound doctor and I said, I think I don't need a treatment tomorrow in the tank for 2 hours, because once you're in it, you can't get out. And I said, because if I take these pills starting tomorrow and I start feeling bad, the last place I want to be is locked in a tank.
Right.
And I said, I think I ought to give it a day and see if I'm feeling okay.
Right, exactly.
And she said, I think you're totally right. Why don't I just set you up at 11 o'clock, a meeting with with your foot doctor, Dr. Mull, and just meet with him and bring the list of these pills that they're wanting you to be taken. Sure. And that way you guys he can make some calls and you can make sure everything's on the up and up. I said, I think that's an excellent idea. So there's my hospital story. Gee whiz. But it scares me to death, because the last time I did it in Springfield, that was the beginning of being there for 30 days for nothing. Exactly. Now, Sid called me, but my buddy Sid called me yesterday to see how I was doing. He said, this is Dr. Kilroy and Dr. Kilroy and Never Get You Healed. How you doing? I said, that's funny, Sid. So today he said, why? And Sid's all about, I said, you're going to love the cigar box guitars. And he said, do they make a cigar box bass? I'm sure they do. He goes, I could get one of those. I said, you see this, you're going to want to take one to your house and practice it. Exactly. And he goes, and he told me, he said, I've always hoped that someday we could be back on stage together doing our stuff.
Exactly.
And he said, Silver City, when I go back to work in June, they're only going to work me 3 days a week. I said, Sid, you had open heart surgery. Do you really want to be out there in 100-degree weather of a day? And I said, you've worked there long enough that Silver RC, if you ever want to go back, you'll be able to.
Back together.
And he said, yeah. He said, and he told me, he said, well, don't these people there at the hospital know that's not even you, that you got cloned back in Springfield at Mercy Hospital? They cloned you back there. You're still in a room back in Springfield. That's ain't even you. They just sent a fake you down here. I said, Sid, you're off the wall, buddy. So Darren picks me up. We get a hamburger.
Okay.
We're going down the strip. Darren, his wife, well, we thought Darren was going to move here and you'd have things going on. He'd be working there and be part of your show and stuff.
He was used for a medical emergency.
I said, come on, guys. We opened the Little Red Barn. That wasn't working out. My foot went haywire. And that's what I've done ever since.
Exactly.
I haven't had time. And we're working on stuff right now.
Absolutely.
And so today I took Darren down the road and we stopped and looked at that theater. He's looking at all the windows. And then I said, let's go down where I did a thing here, where I went and watched the guy, and I was supposed to be a week from Sunday.
Right.
And it was open, and there was a van out front that said DJ, weddings, karaoke, blah, blah. I had kind of like I used to have in Nashville, just tells everything you do. I didn't have it on my van though, but there's a guy set up in the lobby has karaoke. And then there's a guy, the Coca-Cola guy was there. But this guy was supposedly, he's the guy kind of in charge of management of the whole thing there. And we were asking, I told him about my green screen. I said, do you know anywhere where this could go? Because they're just trying to get business going there. Right. I didn't want to even try to stick it in there.
Yes.
I don't know. And he's from Harrison, Arkansas. I said, can I show him the theater where I was the other night? He said, oh, yeah. And I asked him, I said, so what's the big show here cost? And he goes, well, it's $30. It's on Friday and Saturday nights. I said, well, what's Mark's show cost? I go, because I was supposed to be with Mark a week from Sunday, but I go, just curiosity, what does he charge for a ticket if I want to come and watch the show sometime? He goes, well, he's supposed to charge $30 also, but we're getting ready to lower that price because he's not getting much of a crowd.
Right.
And I wanted to go, well, I saw. But I said, well, and I told him the truth. I said, I like Mark. I think I'd like to be Mark's friend. I think he's pretty talented, and I like the guy. I'd like to get to know him. And I went down and showed Darren that theater, which is nice. And it seats 250, so that's pretty big. And then they told me, oh, come over here and look at the main theater. So I went over there. Oh, I bet it seats 1,000 and a big and it was cool looking. And the head guy there is named Stevie Woods or something like that. I said, did he used to be somebody? Or it sounds familiar. He looks like the singer for the Cars. Used to be for the Cars. Which a lot of people told me before. Yeah, a lot of people told me before. You look like that guy from the Cars. But anyway, that's kind of what he looks like. And then they showed me some videotape of the guy. The guy's really good. And all their musicians, they said, are just some of the best around. Yeah. And I know of a few of them, and I know they're supposed to be really good. And they said, you need to come and see him. I said, he's on Friday and Saturday night. And then they told the kid doing the ticket, they said, tell Darren and Mike there if they want to come see it, we'll give them half off, $15 on their ticket. Right. I thought, well, that's bad management right there. Exactly. Somebody that's an entertainer and was going to be at your show and might be in the future. Yes. I think I just said, well, we got 1,000 seats here. Why don't you guys just come? We'll get you a couple seats Friday night.
Yes.
But we just said, well, that'd be nice. We'd appreciate it. And I told Darren, we probably need to go out there just because we just met these people. I said, is the main guy the singer, the front man and all? I said, because he reminds me a lot of me on stage. I go, is he a friendly guy, easy to get to know? Oh, yeah. They said, man, he'll stand and talk to you forever. I said, I want to meet him.
Sure.
Because I told Darren, these are times when you need to go show your face. The guy offered you a deal on tickets, although I don't think it's a deal, but act like you appreciate it. Go, watch the show, meet the band guys. So Darren's wife's got to get her little defibrillator thing restarted Friday. They got to stop her heart basically and recharge it, get it, or whatever, something like that. And I said, well, he said, I don't know if she'll feel like going or not. She's had that done before a long time ago. And he said she felt pretty normal. Because, I mean, they don't cut her. I don't know I don't think they cut her open. It's just.
This does not sound like medical talk. So we know that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so skip that. But anyway, I said, well, it don't matter, Darren. I said, don't matter, Darren. She can get out of your doctor's office. You take her over. She sits with mom. Me and you go watch the guy and show our faces. And then Darren, man, he was looking everywhere. And he said, I'm ready to come down here any day and start looking at theaters and different stuff. I said, I'm ready. I feel good enough. I just can't do it when I'm doing the chamber thing. It's got to be afterwards if I feel okay.
I like.
And I said, now I go, isn't this more fun running around looking at theaters and looking for spots to go stick the green screen and doing this and that? Isn't that more fun than moving to Iowa?
Yes.
He goes, yeah.
Exactly.
I said, there you go. And at the beginning of all this today, first stop we did was McDonald's. That's before all this other crap I've told you. Right. So he said, I said, I'm buying. He said, I don't want anything. Get your mom a chocolate shake. Okay. Put the chocolate shake in the cup holder, and then we did all this other stuff I was telling you back. And you know me talking when we're at the theater with the manager guy.
Yes.
Well, I know all their life story, and they know all about me. So it's like, so by the time I got mom to the house, mom had a McDonald's cup of chocolate milk with whipped cream on top. But I was glad to get home. The dog, she's sitting right. Well,
right.
So she was sitting right here. She's thrilled to death. I've got to call in to see. I just told him I want to make sure these, because that's 3 different antibiotics. They took away stuff where I was taking one a day, and now all of a sudden I got 1, 2 a day, 1 twice a day, 1 a day, and another 1 a day, and then another pill. So I went from only 1 pill to all of that. I don't think something's right there, but that's me. Mom says, were they just doing? I said, this happens to a lot of people when they go to hospitals. You got to understand, it's a business. Now, they're there to heal you, and you got to appreciate what all they do for you. But they're also there to make money. It's just the medical field, period. And not that they're not doing anything while you're there.
Dr. Mall's office, Laurie.
Oh, hey, start talking. I got to answer this phone. I'll scoot back real quick.
Because I want to say that everything we're doing today, it's all to support Mike Reed's You're the Ticket. If you have a chance, get on the Facebook page.
Hi.
Get on the Facebook. Get on Facebook because we actually have a page started.
The main reason I'm concerned, well, I don't like what went on with me having to be there 3 days because I saw nurses showed me where my potassium was down where I could have been gone easily the next morning. But anyway, I told them, I said, I have professional doctors. I have Dr. Ashley, I have Dr. Moore. I got people that watch after my medicine. I believe me, they've taken my blood 1,000 times.
About Mike, I would love to have people on here.
Yes, yes, we can.
5 o'clock called Susie Q. She's
okay, I got you here. And I've got to, they want me, I'm just going to go over and talk with Dr. Mall tomorrow, just me and him, and I'm going to take a list so he can see this medicine too. Okay, you guys had me stay on the AIZ thing and get rid of the BIO thing, whatever.
Really, it's been one of the best days ever. Everything going right. I really would love to get back, Mike.
She wanted me to stop the BIO, something that I was doing twice a day.
Because I'm really excited about the stuff I said.
Well, it starts with the BIO, something. It's on the bottle. That thing, yeah. And it's a two. Yeah, it's the 2 of them that I had. There's one on my stop, and the other one started with the AIZ.
WileyShow.com and check out.
Yeah, and that's the one I'm supposed to keep taking once a day.
For doing it, so great, all coming together. So wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then here's the list that he gave me today.
5 to watch ZQ.
Well, and also I stopped the little high blood pressure LIL.
It's all big. It's all happening. It's all happening at the same time.
It is. That's right. I did all that. So what he gave me today is AMLODIPINE. That.
I really hope he's not giving that any big medical information.
He's got the AZITHROMYCIN. I guess that's the same one you guys had me stay on, maybe.
Count go up. Everything is going amazingly.
And he puts me on. He says for me to take doxycycline.
If you want to comment the show,
that thing.
I think I can get on the screen even.
LORAZEPAM. AZEPAM. He said that takes the place of that little other high blood pressor thing.
On the
screen. Well, they didn't want me to take that anymore. Well, he's going to replace it with this one. Yeah, LOR. Those 3 are capital for some reason, and then a little AZEPAM.
So I'm going to just spend a couple more minutes here and see what's going on because I really want to get Mike back in to ask him a couple more.
No, that's one that he gave me. That's a new one.
Very interesting conversation.
And he told me, he said, I called and discussed this with
WileyShow.com, Heroes and Miracles.
Well, just because somebody tells me that, I want to find out because, we had one that wasn't working right, and that's how I ended up in the hospital. Probably if I had went and did my blood work maybe a week sooner, maybe that wouldn't all happen. You understand that. But so I just want to know, I'm trying to get well, so I want to know what I'm supposed to be on and what I'm not. And I knew Dr. Ashley would know that. And then like I said, Dr. Molzoff was telling me, he said, I'd just come in at 11 o'clock in the morning and talk to him. Because I said, I don't want to take these and get in the tank, the booth thing. Because once you're in it, you're in there 2 hours. And if you don't, you're sick and you don't feel good, tough luck. You're in there,
I'm telling you.
So,
but if you have not liked Mike Reed's,
you want to just get back with me in the morning sometime, or
like it because this thing is happening.
Okay.
Soon, everyone needs to know this is a real going thing. It's all
she stopped.
together.
I can run in the other room and see the bottle because
A lot of things.
Okay.
Now he's walking out of the room.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, penicillin is the one that I know I'm allergic to.
This here, close enough to half an hour. And right now, just say, everybody, just God bless you. I appreciate you being on here. And I just so appreciate everything going on. It's such a fun time. I'll be back on at 5. And come on and support the Missouri Musical Map.